Welcome to the Mercedes-Benz post-game show.
What a night here at the bank for the JAGs as they get their first win of the season, their first division win of the year here at home in front of their fans. And it was Gardner Minshew leading the way. They led wire to wire in this one. The defense put on such a show for these fans. And we're going to talk to Gardner Minshew coming up in a little bit, live here on the set. But welcome in, everybody. I'm Colleen Wolf, and I got a whole crew with me here. Steve Smith Sr., who's very excited, I think, about this JAGs win. I know MJD is for sure right now. Joe Thomas and Michael Irvin down there on the end. So what a night, first of all, from Gardner Minshew. MJD, what are your thoughts here, buddy?
Well, first of all, the young rookie quarterback came out and he gave his receivers opportunities, and I know Steve loves that. A quarterback that will throw you the go ball in press man, and that's what he did. He gave his receivers opportunities down the field, telling you they threw to the right person on third downs, and that's important. And he gave this offense fire and chance. They had some great play calls early as well to kind of get him in the rhythm, but that throw to DJ Chark Jr., that kind of set the tempo for the game.
What he did was give us, those guys went up and made plays for him. When you get a young quarterback back there, the one thing the people in the receiver room walk around and say, hey, let's help him out. Let's make plays. He gives you the opportunity. Anywhere he puts that ball within the area code, you answer the call, and those receivers answered the call today for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Let's not forget what the Jacksonville defense did to the Titans offense. I mean, they made it so difficult all night for Marcus Mariota back there. It seemed like
Derrick Henry.
He had no opportunity to throw the football, and even when he did, they were in his face, they were hitting him, they were making it uncomfortable for him, and I think that was a big part of what happened in this game.
Well, they did a very good job in the first 15, getting the guys open early, getting them active. But the guy who really stepped up, the old head, Calais Campbell, 7 tackles, 3 sacks, 5 quarterback hurries. He had an equivalence of, I think, minus 25 yards just alone. He went to work. He lined up against the center. The center had problems. If they tried to slide and double team him, he went off to the tackle. He went off to the guard. He picked apart every single person on that offensive line and went to work. And let me tell you something. I'm not an old lineman, but being in that old lineman room tomorrow with the head coach, it is going to be some ear-ringing going up in
MJD, I watched it, and I watched Jalen Ramsey as he got ready to leave the field. He must have hugged everybody on that defense. I talked about it here, that this team would rally around him, and that's exactly what they did. You heard Calais Campbell talk about Jacksonville is back. And if you're playing like that on the front end, those guys got to play a lot of man, and they played well on the back end.
And not to mention their rookie, Josh Allen. He introduced himself to Jacksonville tonight. 2.5 sacks for him. He had that forced fumble. This was a great game for him.
Well, again, you know, a lot of people call it distraction when Jalen Ramsey, he requested a trade and all these different things. But you know what they did? It made him focus, give him that laser focus, just to focus on what you have to do. Anytime a player comes out like that, Jalen did his job. He came out and played well, but those other guys played for him to show to everyone that we are a group. We are a team. Not only did they support him in that press conference that he had, but today they showed up and showed out.
So shouldn't that be enough? Did he play his final game here in Jacksonville?
No, don't start that.
We got to go down the line here.
No, he didn't.
We got to go down the line. What do you think?
Don't even start it.
I'm not sure, but I tell you what, there's a lot of teams that are talking and evaluating and saying, do we need this 1-year rental? Is he worth it? And I've talked to some teams that have said, some GMs said, what do you think? And some coaches said, hey, pull the trigger. So there are teams talking in the AFC that are very close to this area that's going up north.
There will be conversations going on. Of course, the front office with Jalen Ramsey, but more so, I think a lot of his teammates will be talking to him. Like, dog, you can't leave us, dog. We started this. We're going to finish this together. And that's a hard pull. It's one thing to hear from the front office. It's another thing to hear from the guys that you promised you would start something and do something special with.
I think there's a price for everything, though. We saw right now that the Jacksonville Jaguars can play some pretty good football with Jalen out here, so it's not like they have to just give him away. We heard Joe Buck and Troy Aikman talk at the end of the segment there. they're going to want 2 first-round picks because this man, we're not talking about end of the first round. We're talking about 2 first-round picks from probably a not very good team. So they really want a lot. They want full value from him, and they should expect full value because what we saw tonight, he's still a really good football player, and he's not disrupting the team. If anything, they're rallying around him.
I have a question there. If you want full value in trading him, why don't you pay him full value?
Oh, that's how I feel.
Well, maybe that's what they should do. Maybe that's the conversation right now is, hey, Jalen, how do we make you happy? Because clearly we're a lot better team with you than without you. And we saw Gardner Minshew out here tonight. He might give those management guys a little thought about maybe we can make a run this year, even though Foles is hurt, because he might be a quarterback that can take us to the playoffs.
So do we have a quarterback issue? In week 11, does Nick Foles come back?
No way. This is exactly what's going to happen. Doug Marrone, he's going to be talking to those doctors. He's going to say, Nick Foles' collarbone's not healing exactly as fast as we thought. We better give him another week. And they'll just keep pushing it off a week as Gardner Minshew.
So going into the offseason, is Nick Foles the backup or the starter? Depends on how
we're going into the offseason.
There's a lot to happen before that.
Let's see if they make the playoffs first.
Let's ask Gardner.
We can talk to Gardner Minshew because
you already had him as a legend. Why not?
Oh, he's a legend, and he's taking him to the Super Bowl, and he's the starter in the offseason.
Are you guys excited to talk to Gardner?
Like that?
I am.
Yes,
I'm sure
we
you
are.
guys are excited about it. There he is, drinking a smoothie, getting excited for us over here at the desk. And of course, coming up tomorrow, guys, the countdown continues as celebrity fans join NFL stars and legends to remember the top 30 plays in NFL history. It's NFL 100 Greatest. That continues tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on NFL Network. And coming up next, we got Gardner Minshew to the set.
MJD.
You are watching the Mercedes-Benz post-game show. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
It's not pretty good or nothing. It's not acceptable or nothing. And it's definitely not close enough or nothing. Mercedes-Benz SUVs were engineered with only one mission in mind: to be the best. In the category, in the industry, in the world. Lease the GLA 250 SUV for just $329 a month at your local Mercedes-Benz dealer. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
So after putting up 324 yards passing and 5 touchdowns, you say,
not bad for a running back.
Explain that to me.
Regardless of what people may say, you're going to see, the negative comments and stuff, what people saying. I see it all, so I'm not finna fight against them people. It's going to always be naysayers, doubters. That's the part of the game, going to make people eat their words, and that's my job, to make you eat your words.
You can see the rest of that interview coming up on Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern, right here on NFL Network. And right now, it's time for tonight's star of the game, presented by Mercedes-Benz. And it was this play right here. Gardner Minshew, his touchdown pass to DJ Chark to make the game 14-0. The Jags led wire to wire in this game. The defense came up huge, but it was the play of Gardner Minshew that has everybody so excited around here. The fans were pumped about it before the game. We were excited about it. I don't want to pat myself on the back here, but somebody predicted that this was going to happen earlier in the game. And Gardner, this has to be so exciting for you because you come in here, your first win, the Jags' first win against a division opponent on primetime television in front of your home fans. So kind of take us through the lead up to this game and how important it was to get a win.
Yeah, no, this was huge. It's a division opponent at home. You always want to take care of the home. Had some great fans, a lot of support. Defense played their tails off, made it easy on us. So it was a big team win.
It seems like each week you've gotten better. What do you credit that to? Has it been the scheme, just being more comfortable game planning towards you? Has the offense kind of been tailored towards you, or has it just been a total team victory? Because week 1, you came in, you did well. Last week, you went down to the wire with the Texans. Now this week, you find a way to beat a divisional opponent.
Yeah, no, we've been trying to get better every week. And I think one of the biggest things is just you get more comfortable with the more reps you get. And, coming in, I didn't get many, so I get more and more confident with each rep I take.
And you say you get more comfortable as it goes on. Try to put your finger on what point did it kind of click and you say, oh, I got this. I really think I can do this.
Yeah, that's something I believe for a long, long time, when not many people did. But, man, it's a credit to this organization for giving me a chance. and I'm just trying to prove them right every day.
You've become a cult icon already in just the first 3 games of your NFL career. What does it mean to feel the support and the love of a fan base like this right now?
Oh, man, you can't beat it. You can't beat it. Coming here, getting a win at home, there can't be a better feeling.
You will be back in the room with Nick Foles. Talk to us about how much he has helped you in this process.
Oh, man, Nick, as good of a football player he is, he's a better person. One of the best people I've been around. He's really, put his arm around me, been a big brother to me. It's been awesome, and I know it's going to continue.
So, Gardner, this humble pie is getting stuck in the teeth. So you come in here, you play a fantastic game. We have the pregame show, and I want to first say you played a heck of a game. I doubted you. I didn't believe that you would play this well that you're doing. So first of all, I'd like to are you saying your takes
are on the struggle bus? Your pregame takes are on the struggle bus.
No,
is what you're trying to say.
My pregame takes are unbelievable.
I don't know about that. I think Gardner might disagree.
I put my foot in my mouth, so I wanted to take it out in front of you and ask you this. You played a great game, but tell us one thing you know you need to improve on to take the next step with this team.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you doing that, by the way. Not the first, but I appreciate it. So, I think just getting better play to play. We're beating ourselves at times, whether it's penalties, missed passes, but we just got to continue to try to push the ball downfield every drive.
So these last couple of years have been pretty crazy for you, playing with Mike Leach and then kind of getting just thrown into the spotlight here. What has that been like for you? What's the craziest thing that's changed?
Oh, man, nothing's changed. I told people, I'm the same guy now that got booed off the field at ECU, that didn't have any scholarships out of high school. I'm the same guy who's sitting there right now, so I'm just got to give the glory to God. It's awesome to be here, and I'm just going to make the most of my opportunity.
Gardner, you take over as quarterback, and there's a lot swirling around in the locker room around the Jalen Ramsey situation. What is it like being in that locker room at this time?
Yeah, man. Adversity, it can tear you apart or it can bring you together. And I think it's one thing that we're coming together around this situation. After these last, 2 tough games, coming together, getting a win at home is only going to serve us and get us closer as we move forward.
I had you guys winning the division, and, of course, that was with Nick Foles at quarterback. Now that you're at quarterback, what is the expectations? What should the expectations be for this Jaguars team?
Hey, we're just trying to get 1 win a week. That's all we can do. Our eyes on the Broncos next. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I can say right now.
You're too young to come up with that 1 win a week. You were supposed to be saying, I'm going to take them to the promised land.
Very polished. It's like he's been through this before.
All right, give me some dap on that. That's good. That's a good one. I'll take that.
So, Gardner, I see your dad over there in the crowd, and we saw him throughout the game, and this has to be really cool to share this type of moment with your dad. Let's bring Dad up here. Welcome, Dad.
I want to know what Dad bench presses. It looks like you can put up some weight.
Oh, he throws it up now.
I bet you can throw it up.
Oh, that's all right, man.
Right.
Hey, so Gardner,
how cool is it to share this moment with Dad and the whole family?
Yeah, no, I've had this supporting cast through 4 transfers, 4 different schools, every step of the way. It's meant so much, and for them to share this moment with me now, man, I couldn't be happier.
All right, Dad, what has it been like to watch your son take the NFL by storm week in and week out? Now you have hundreds of thousands of people wearing his mustache.
I've always been so proud of him because he works his tail off. I'm happy for him for the success. I'm happy for these guys, but I'm always proud of how he works.
Dad, what is your workout routine? Because you're jacked.
I just run some marathons.
You run marathons.
I just run some marathons.
I wish.
No.
Can you lift with your pops?
Can you lift weights? I can lift around him. I can't lift with him.
Okay.
Hey, Gardner, you have young men right now that have watched you play in 3 weeks, but they don't know your story. You went the scenic route. You went to community college, and you did this, you did that. Tell us what kept you motivated to continue to follow your dream to get you today. Talk to them right now, those young kids who do not feel that they're good enough.
Yeah, man, I'd say it all starts with the belief in yourself. And, you got to have great people around you, so when you don't believe it, they can pick you up and help you keep going. Because there was times, man, it got tough where I didn't have offers, I didn't have, choices, and I was kind of stuck. But, man, I just kept plowing, kept my faith in God, kept my faith in my family, and we all got through it together.
Gardner, the mustache is a bold mood.
Looks good on you, Colin.
And
Steve, did you forget yours?
I was going to ask
yours
you.
at home.
I told you I wasn't wearing it.
What went into the decision of the mustache? Because it didn't come from Dad, that's for sure.
No, it was kind of a silly thing we started at camp and at Washington State, and everybody quit on me. So I was like, screw y'all, I'm doing this longer than everybody, and here we are.
How do you feel about the Titans coach trolling you by trying to wear a mustache in the game today, but it didn't affect you whatsoever? No interceptions, no sacks.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Oh, he didn't even look in his direction.
Tuned it out.
Wow. Disrespectful.
No.
He's losing my mustache.
I know, me too.
Anything from your wide receivers? Because one of the things Steve and I would talk about when we get a young quarterback in, as a wide receiver, I come and say, hey, man, listen, I'm here for you all day. What kind of encouragement or words did you get from your wide receivers?
Yeah, man, it's been from the wide receivers, offensive line, defense. Everybody's made me feel so comfortable, made me feel at home back there. And we're just starting to build those relationships. So, I'm excited where it's going to go.
During this game, we watched Dad sort of live and die by every single play out there. So, Dad, what was that like just going through this game emotionally for you?
Just watching him, just watching the game unfold. It's not so much about him, it's about his team and just, hey, get a first down, let's get a stop, let's get a score.
Yeah, and we have video of it up right now. So, Gardner, you can see what you put your dad through tonight. Pretty great outcome, though.
Yeah, no doubt. You can't beat it. Can't beat it.
I hear you're a big band workout guy as well. Do you have any tips for anybody out there that's looking to get in shape?
Yeah, I'd say remove the friction.
That's what I want to know. Colleen was looking at somebody for sure. I'm just trying to figure that out.
You don't want any friction or inhibitions from clothes, so the best way is just,
All right, well, hey, we'll let you get out of here so you can get your band workout on. Gardner,
don't miss that one, man.
Thank you so much for hanging out. We do have a gift for you before you leave. I don't know if you have a cassette player, but Gashi,
he looks like he has a cassette player in his truck.
I know, so maybe give that a whirl.
With big wheels.
The song My Year, it's featuring G-Eazy, so you might like it, or maybe you and Dad can listen to it later. Now the skies open up, so I'll let you guys get out of here as soon as the rain starts pouring.
Perfect. Hey, thank you.
Congratulations on the win. Dad, I'm sure you are so proud. Thanks, guys, for all hanging out with us, and good luck the rest of the season.
Until we see the mustache again.
Until we see it again.
Take us to the Super Bowl. Take us to the
bowl, man. Everybody. Oh, a big win here for those Jaguars. And coming up tomorrow, the countdown continues as celebrity fans join NFL stars and legends to remember the top 30 plays in NFL history. One of NFL 100 Greatest continues tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern right here on NFL Network. Guys, if you want to just stay, you can. Undercover here, it's fine.
Nick is bringing his wings out.
Coming up next on NFL Network, Juju Smith-Schuster joins the show to talk about how the Steelers will stay on track without Big Ben. NFL Total Access, that's tonight once we're finished here in Jacksonville. All right, well, tonight, big win for these Jacksonville Jaguars. Last week, we saw head coach Doug Marrone on the sideline with Jalen Ramsey. I think he's in a better place tonight. Here he is at the podium.
Like we talked about at halftime, right? Been the damn longest short week in the history of the NFL for this football team. I told you guys can be special, all right? Got a lot of work to do. See your asses on Monday.
Smart of me. Yeah. Let me get back in the
See me on Wednesday.
I was going to say, that was not exactly a lengthy goodbye there. That was just see you Monday.
That was pretty quick. But also in that locker room, obviously, is Jalen Ramsey. And we did get a chance to catch up with him. So let's hear what he had to say after this big win.
I don't want to answer any questions about trade, anything like that either. I mean, I said what I had to say about that for now.
That's it. He's done with it. He doesn't want to talk about it anymore. MJD, what are your thoughts here?
Well,
because you're adamant about they are not going to move him.
Well, I was in the owner's suite. I've been all around the stadium all day.
Name drop.
Wow.
Well, I had to do it because I got a chance to talk to Shad Khan, and we didn't talk about Jalen, but he said, like, this is football, and this is what happens. And I remember being on the sidelines, having blow-ups with coaches and different players. And when you talk to everyone in this building, in this stadium, from fans, people that are around,
everyone knows that you're better with Jalen Ramsey, period.
Right.
And if you have a chance, if you want to win, you need him on the field, and I think that's what they're going to do.
And kudos to Jalen Ramsey for not allowing all the trade stuff to get in the way of his team's victory tonight that they needed. This is their first victory, and they wanted to celebrate the victory without all that hanging over him, and he handled that in a class manner.
Yeah, so good on him for that. Now, on the other side of things, not such a great night for the Tennessee Titans, and especially Marcus Mariota, who we saw really struggle behind that offensive line. He was sacked 9 times in this game. So, Joe, at this point, with him struggling so much, is it time for Ryan Tannehill? When is that time? What do you do in this situation?
I'm not going to say it's time to move on to Tannehill right now because still Marcus Mariota is who they know. It's who the team has been built around. It's who everybody has confidence or had confidence maybe going into the season to be the starter. And really, we don't know what Tannehill can do. And I think if you make that change right now, that might say a lot about the direction of the organization. I don't think the coaching staff wants to get down this flip-flop back and forth with these two quarterbacks because that's a wormhole or rabbit hole you can't pull yourself out of a lot of times.
Here's one thing I forgot to mention when we talk about Marcus Mariota is in 3 years, he's had 3 different offensive coordinators. So each offseason, he can never develop and get better. He always, soon as something goes, all of a sudden it's changing. The last guy I knew that went through that transition, 3 guys. Jason Campbell, didn't go well. Alex Smith, didn't go well. The players are always blamed, but yet the organization has to understand you can't keep doing these musical chairs. It affects the guys. They can't get comfortable. The wide receivers can't do this. They can't do that because every year is a new offense. The slant is called a lion one year. The next year is called a tosser. Then the next year, it's a number system. Give these guys some familiarity, something they can be comfortable with, and something they can rely on and understand that it will not change each week. If you're going to change him out, then it's not fair to him because each year you gave him nothing to hang his hat on, no stability. So that's my thing with Marcus Mariota, which has been unfair that a lot of people don't put into consideration.
Yeah, this was a tough night for him, for sure, but this was a crucial win in the division for the Jaguars here at home. It was a miserable night in terms of weather, but everybody here leaving very, very happy after this 20-7 win for the Jags over the Titans. We'll be back next week.
Colleen.
Green Bay.
We back, baby.
Oh,
we back.
I think you're their good luck charm. Have a great night, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you next Thursday.
We're back.
1 and 2, we're back.
We're back. You got to get on the winning.
Thank you for watching the Mercedes-Benz post-game show. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
It's not pretty good or nothing. It's not acceptable or nothing. And it's definitely not close enough or nothing. Mercedes-Benz SUVs were engineered with only one mission in mind: to be the best. In the category, in the industry, in the world. Lease the GLA 250 SUV for just $329 a month at your local Mercedes-Benz dealer. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.